Call of Duty Black Ops 4 released on October 12th of 2018. This became the fourth Black Ops in the series. Black Ops 4 offered multiplayer, zombies, and for the first time ever, Blackout. It was the first integration of Battle Royale in Call of Duty. It took all the fan favorite maps and basically glued them together into a large, massive map to battle it out with vehicles, equipment, and OP weapons. Also, the few things that I actually liked about Blackout, which I didn't really play much at the time, is they took the fan favorite maps from Raid, Nuketown, and basically put them into a large map of Blackout, which was really insane, from helicopters, a grappling hook to make your mobility and move around the map more faster using vehicles, weapons, and also attachments, kind of like PUBG. And this is how Blackout really stood out from the other battle royales, making it very different from the others. And at the time, it was competing with Apex Legends, PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, and even the Battlefield Battle Royale, which was Firestorm. But thanks to Fortnite Battle Royale, the rest is history. This was the next chapter of Call of Duty, but little do we know, this was the future of Call of Duty going forward. Warzone released just after 2 years later, March 10th, 2020, climbing the top of the charts in the gaming industry. But what pulled the plug that it was actually free to play? It was released at the best moment in history while the world was in lockdown. This allowed Warzone to gain its biggest popularity, becoming the second most played Battle Royale along with Fortnite Battle Royale. But the real question is, how did they ruin zombies in Call of Duty overall? So I'm going to break down how Warzone actually plays. Warzone is based on this very large map with a circle of gas closing in, using the time to gather weapons, loadouts, and other resources to help you stay alive and outplay your opponents. You're also on a crunch time limit to fight it out to make it to the final circle. This was so anxiety inducing, being in that 1v1 situation to get that Warzone victory with your friends or playing solo. But Warzone offered that replayability. Losing a match, it makes you want to go into the next one and try to win that game again. I think Warzone did a pretty good job of being different from all the other battle royales being released at that current time period, which Warzone had been very unique to itself, which previously it was already teased that this game was actually being released at that current time period, which was really cool. Call of Duty got very comfortable with the Warzone gameplay. It got spread out across all Call of Duty titles, even zombies. Yes, zombies. The Warzone gameplay mechanics slowly integrated into zombies with the armor plate system. This would be your main shield before your health would be actually taken away. If we actually rewind a little bit back to Call of Duty World at War, armor didn't even exist. It was just you and the map and basically survivability. Over the years with zombies across all Call of Duty titles, zombies always changed with the current title, but nothing dramatically to change the gameplay. But that slowly came to an end. With the launch of Cold War Zombies, this was the Warzone integration started. The armor plate system was integrated into zombies, which this made zombies very easy. You can actually get hit up to 15 plus times before even going down, which is not your traditional zombies that we're actually used to. But armor in Cold War Zombies has different tiers. There's tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3. But each tier you go up, the salvage will increase based on what tier you're going to purchase. But to get more salvage, you need to eliminate other zombies, which is going to take a long time to actually get those salvage, which inside of the map there is in-game challenges you can actually do for a chance to actually get better armor. Sometimes you can actually get tier 2 armor drops earlier than buying it, which is pretty crazy. So my experience with armor inside of Cold War Zombies, classic zombies, you're really focusing on trying to gather points, open up doors, and get your perks and pack up on your weapon. But in Cold War Zombies, you have one more thing to actually worry about, which is armor. In higher rounds 50 plus, it's going to deplete faster anyways, because that's when zombies start sprinting and start hitting faster, which that is the same amount of skill level if you were playing classic zombies, because you get down within 2 or 3 hit, which with Juggernaut you get extra couple hits added onto that. So it's really crazy how armor affects actual gameplay itself, and the classic zombies versus new zombies today is a huge difference. They try to focus on newer players instead of the existing players that already been playing the game, so that makes more sense why the game is really easy. But Juggernaut perk actually increased your health so you can take more hits before going down. It wasn't just Cold War Zombies, Vanguard Zombies had the same system, but they thought it would be a good idea if they took Outbreak from Cold War Zombies and put that a twist into Vanguard Zombies. Basically, they had these portals and a spawn. Each area that you opened, it led to a specific perk. Each perk inside of Vanguard Zombies had up to 5 purchasable upgrades, which each time you bought the perk, it increased the effect of the perk. You had to buy it 5 times to even get that full effect. If you were to play classical zombies, you would only need to purchase that perk once. Also, when playing older zombie maps, you don't get the same feeling in today's zombies because it felt more traditional, atmospheric. Other than today's zombies, it just feels very boring and sluggish. It's funny how past titles do something better than the future titles that try to make it more complicated than it already is, which makes no sense. I think Call of Duty tries to spend too much time reinventing the wheel. If they kept zombies by its own separate game mode, this wouldn't be an issue because every time a Warzone mechanic or a new mechanic comes out, they're too busy worrying about this mechanic being in zombies, which I think zombies should just be boots on the ground, no movement. It should just walk forward, go left, go right, or not even walk backwards. Just plain and simple. This is what people want. Traditional zombies. They do not want Warzone mechanics gameplay integrated into zombies. This is my point I'm trying to get across. If you ask everyone who plays zombies if they like this movement inside of today's zombies, I'll say 50% will agree that they like it, but just having the traditional zombies is more better, or having the option to turn that option off, I think that wouldn't still be enough. Here is the best example that I can actually put it. It's like taking Black Ops 3's multiplayer movement, putting that into Black Ops 3 zombies. That wouldn't just work out. Yes, there is a little bit of wall running into Shadows of Evil, but that was part of the mechanic of getting to the pack-and-punch. They know that putting the multiplayer movement for Black Ops 3 wouldn't be traditional if they added that to zombies. It just wouldn't work that way. But in today's Call of Duty titles, they think that putting Warzone mechanics in Call of Duty Zombies is the perfect solution of adding replayability and new players to jump on the game. So basically, Cold War Zombies Outbreak was by the large maps and put into rotation when completing objectives in Outbreak. You can have the choice to exfil when completing that main objective, or you could choose to move on and go to the next rotation of the map, and it gets more difficult. It was a fun side game mode for zombies. Then we got Modern Warfare 3. On November 10th of 2023, Call of Duty took the Urzikstan Warzone map into a zombies map. This opened up lots of possibility for players with open world boss fights, trading loot, joining teams, taking down bosses together, and Easter eggs. This is not what fans wanted. They wanted traditional zombies, which was round-based. No one asked for open world zombies unless it was a side mode that didn't really interrupt any gameplay development time with other maps, which everyone was okay with. Basically, what Modern Warfare 3 Zombies did, it took Cold War Outbreak and Vanguard's Outbreak and basically flipped it around and made Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, which as soon as you start the match, you're immediately in a 45-minute timer, which you need to kill as much zombies, open the TAC map, and do as much contracts as possible, well, before someone else steals it. As you do these other contracts, you'll get rewards like perks and armor plates to upgrade to all the way to tier 3. And once you go to each tier zone, you pretty much get prepared to get to tier 3 because tier 3 is going to be your most dangerous zone out of yellow and gray because the middle is in red zone. This is where the meaty bosses are, the abominations, the disciples. There are very beefy enemies inside of tier 3 in which you get hit hard, and there's lots of zombies, so you gotta get really prepared for that. Which Modern Warfare 3 Zombies focused on getting inside of your game, getting as much loot as possible, and then getting out. But if you die, you pretty much lose everything unless you actually get revived, which you'll lose all your perks if you go down. But before after starting the match, as you do the story progression, which is like the Easter egg cutscenes inside of the game, you will actually get progress up to unlocking more creative class slots, which that is the class that you start with before starting your game. Would create your own class, go for camos, put the attachments that you want on there. That's what you basically start with, and you do this every game. But if you actually die or get eliminated in that game, you will lose that slot, which you have to start with nothing in the next game. But if you have nice enough people that you actually come across, you can actually get amazing loot like ray guns, schematics, and other loot that you didn't have before those people actually gave them to you, if they're actually nice enough to actually even do that. Which that's how the Modern Warfare 3 Zombies content was very different from the others. It was unique, but not classic zombies, but it changed how everyone played and interacted. But it didn't really last that long. To the players that didn't want this, they continued to play the custom zombies or previous zombies better than this. Modern Warfare 3 Zombies offered a lot of content throughout its life cycle, but in certain time periods, it was really quiet with no content for months. It was dead quiet, which every content release was pretty much the same thing. You go in the map, find an Easter egg, and you do all the steps for it. Then you do the final mission, cutscene, and repeats, and that's basically each season. So that's what it was really for. But trying to get all the Easter egg steps and actually complete and get the portal open, that's when it starts to get a little competitive because people try to fight for that zone and get those steps done because people are doing the same thing as you. So you're not in a solo game. You're on a completely online game. So if you get disconnected or the game lags out, you're going to lose everything that you progressed to, all those steps and items that you earned for that new Easter egg steps that got released that current day for that update, which was pretty annoying. At each season progresses through each season, you will get these Easter eggs that you need to solve within the missions. Then once you complete those, a portal will open and will lead into a different area, and you actually complete that mission would lead into a current cutscene of what the story would continue. With the release of Black Ops 6 Zombies, round-based returned. With the armor plates, tac map, pinging, and picking up weapons off the ground, there's other elements of the game that changed how it played that made it unique. With augments mimicking other perks with one singular perk, this gameplay style wasn't loved by many, but it was still fun by many. I'll say that the Black Ops 6 and the Warzone kind of open world zombies is less loved by many because, you know, when round-based returns, people are going to say, oh, this is bad, this is trash, and this is not traditional zombies. It's funny how we can get Outbreak and people want round-based to return, and then once we get it to return for the next Call of Duty, people are not satisfied with it at all, which makes no sense. Just imagine if Black Ops 6 Zombies without its armor plate system. It would be dramatically harder, obviously. Black Ops 6 introduced this new movement added to Black Ops 6, which it wasn't loved by many, because people wanted that traditional zombies feel. With the additional added Omni movement to Black Ops 6 Zombies and other game modes, you can run forward, you can actually run left and right, and run backwards. You can also sprint, dolphin dive, look behind you, and actually shoot at the same exact time, which was the craziest thing to be added to Call of Duty history. So it means you can jump off of objects like the cars off the Liberty Falls and just dolphin dive off of it. This added a extra layer of gameplay of new possibilities to open up for players to do something different and be able to do all this movement and shooting at the same time, which was really huge. Which I do like the new movement. Even just running backwards is like the coolest thing that you can actually do in Black Ops 6 Zombies, because you can actually, you know, look around you without actually fully turning around and actually full sprinting forward. So basically while you're sprinting, you basically just look behind you like this and still keep running, which is very cool. And so basically you can keep that rotation in without moving your complete character the opposite direction, not knowing what is actually behind you. But at the end of the day, no matter the title or time, people always find a way to bring down current zombies and praise the past zombies, which I fully understand because it's classical zombies. I get it. There's more classic zombies than there is newer zombies. We have Infinite Warfare, World War II, Advanced Warfare, Black Ops, Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3, and Black Ops 4 in World at War. Wait, does Ghost count? But as you see there are dozens of maps in the past that resembles classic zombies versus the current zombies. So that's why people still go back and play modded zombies and Black Ops 3 zombies, because that is the most content that you get out of classic zombies. It's the traditional, that's what we love and that's what we're used to, which today's newer zombies, people don't resemble with that at all, because it's not, they don't like it because it's not what they played in the past. With the rumors of Call of Duty 2025 being Outbreak returning to Avalon map, which is set to be canceled due to Verdansk returning in Season 3. Along with the mansion, Call of Duty 2025 is set to focus on round-based maps and the return of the Dark Ether crew in Outbreak as a side mode. Pretty interesting how this is actually going to go. I'm really excited to see what this is going to actually offer. Everyone's going to have their own opinions and thoughts. And the actual real question is, did Warzone ruin Call of Duty Zombies?